Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, we're going to do a mid-year top 10. I used to do these. I don't think I've done it in a few years, but it's kind of fun just to keep tabs on what's going on, what's good, what's bad. I'm not going to do bad. I'm just going to do the one good one, unless you guys really want me to do a top 10 bad figures so far this year. We're just going to talk about the top 10 good ones, and I do have them in order, but this is a very loose, tentative top 10 list, alright? So don't freak out if you think I'm off by a number or two, or maybe do freak out, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about my list, and if you think other things should be on there. Of course, I can only include things I've reviewed, but let me know what you think, and we'll talk about it. But let's get started with a couple of honorable mentions. The first one will ruffle some feathers, but also make some feathers very happy. That's the SH Figure Arts Gamerverse Spider-Man. Let me be very, very clear. I think the articulation in the lower torso is absolutely appalling. It is the most disgusting misunderstanding of what their job is by any engineering team for an action figure ever. However, the figure still poses pretty darn well and looks amazing, and it is easily the most fun Spider-Man figure I have in my collection. And it very much satisfies a spot that was not being satisfied before. That sounded way wrong. Even by like the Revoltech, because the Revoltech still has a very specific aesthetic. This does not. This looks like the Gamerverse slash a slightly buff comic version of Spider-Man that works really well despite its flaws. And the other one is the ZT Broly. It would be higher on the list if it didn't have those few QC issues, which they could have easily corrected. The torso loose joint slash cracked thing is a problem, and then the loose hips also. It's my understanding that they have had that problem in the past and they haven't fixed it. It's an amazingly good looking figure, and it's very well executed for a third-party figure at that, other than those few issues. So these companies are on notice to get their stuff together. They could easily be in the top part of the top 10 list rather than being honorable mentions if they stop screwing stuff up. This is my old chair from eWin Racing. It was known as like the best heavy-duty chair for big people that you could get. And they asked me if I would do an ad for one of their new versions, their new model of this chair. And I said, absolutely. They're not paying me for this, but this is still technically an ad, so I have to say that. This new version of their chair, this new one's even better in every way. And obviously I haven't had it for years, but I imagine it'll hold up just as well. It has an extra wide seat and back, which I don't need extra wide, but it's super comfortable. It fits me very, very nicely, so I'm happy about that, but you definitely could fit in it if you're a wider person. The armrests, speaking of the width, you can adjust them out side to side from the bottom, and then they of course have the armrests at the top, which are adjustable in 4 different directions: forward, back, side to side. Well, actually, it's even more than 4 because it's up and down, forward, back, side to side, and angles. So you get all kinds of adjustability there. Those are magnetic, which is a really nice feature. Another one of the nice things about this chair is it's made out of an upgraded material. It's PVC and plasticizer free. They catch like almost all of the solvents and things when they're making it. So that's super nice. You don't have to worry about that, but it's a really nice soft material that's water and stain resistant, so that's good. This chair, this is the thing I think is the coolest thing about this chair, because I happen to have a bad back. I heard it years ago and it stays hurt. It has lumbar support. This is awesome. You can adjust it up and down, and you can adjust the curvature of the lumbar support. And it works incredibly well. It's a really, really, really nice feature. It makes the chair fit me perfectly after I've adjusted it. In addition to that, to make it even more comfortable, you have a magnetic, adjustable, but still magnetic, super comfy memory foam head cushion. I don't know if you'd call it a pillow. I call it a head cushion because it's on a chair. But it's adjustable, even though it's magnetic, so you have different spots where you can put it, but it is the most comfortable thing I've ever put my head on in a chair like this. And if you don't happen to need a giant chair for a giant person, they do have smaller sizes as well. You can check their website. But this is like I said, I've tried out at least 4 different brands of these chairs at all really high price points. This one is by far the best. This new one blows their old one out of the water, and that blew everything else out of the water. So this is the eWin Racing Flash XL. Now this chair is made to hold a very large person. They can hold up to 550 pounds and 7 feet tall. So if you're a large person, this is the chair for you. I'm only 6'5" and I'm under 300 pounds, but it's still too big for normal chairs. And this one is by far the most comfortable chair for big people that I've ever sat in. And I definitely recommend it. You will get 25% off with code AC if you use the link in the description below and use that promo code. So I definitely recommend you check them out. But let's get into the meat and taters of the list. We're going to start with number 10. I know this one's going to ruffle some feathers too. Jada Akuma and Honda. Both of these guys are excellent releases. They're very well worth the money. If you are collecting the line, I'm not telling you to not get them. They're still making a top 10 list, by the way. They just aren't getting higher up on the list for a few key issues. Akuma, very thick around the midsection, and his faces are weird. That's it. Otherwise, it's a really good figure. And for Honda, it really just boils down to the fact that he can't get into the crouching pose, the hunched over sumo pose, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know the name of it. He can't get into the pose properly. It's just, some people said, oh, yes, he can. No, he can't. He cannot. You can get him into something that's kind of close to it, but it's not the right neutral stance for him or the stance for the 100 hand slap. So, good figures, but they have those flaws, so they don't go higher up. Number 9, this is a weird one, but I'm going to include Jada's Bubbleman and Woodman from Mega Man. I could not care less about these characters, but these are two of the most obscure things that got made with really good attention to detail and care, and they came in at a really good price. They're very well executed. They serve exactly what they're trying to do, which is to be those characters represented in 3D form as action figures, and they work. They have nice paint, they have nice accessories for a low price. That's what the toy industry is about. Now, these are like more simplified designs and things like that, so they're not like high-end collectibles that everybody's going to want to get just because they're so good, but they are really good for their price point, and they're really good for what they are. Coming in at number 8, we have the most recent SH Figure Arts Vegeta, which is the, Obnoxious Pride. That's not what it's called. That one, it's really good. Yes, at some angles, the smirky face does look like he has buck teeth, but at other angles, it doesn't. And otherwise, it's easily the best Vegeta that I have, I think. I might personally like the one with the golden hair that came out not that long ago more, but I think this one's objectively a better figure, and it's a very solid figure. There's not a whole lot wrong with it, and it's one of the cheaper ones too, so it's a really good pickup. Coming in at number 7, we have the SH Figure Arts One Piece Usopp and Mihawk. Now, part of the reason they're on this list is because the line has been in such dire straits that these guys are a shining beacon in a storm, but they're pretty good. Like, they are exactly what they're supposed to be. Mihawk was overpriced because he was an exclusive, but they're both really good at what they're supposed to do. There aren't any major problems, especially for Usopp. He looks like the character. He has good accessories. He has good posability. There's not really anything glaringly wrong with him. So these are both really good pickups. It's unfortunate the One Piece line is going the way it is, but these guys at least have started to turn things around, I think. Coming in at number 6, we have the Storm Collectibles T-Hawk. This figure is gorgeous. The only thing that's really wrong with it is they made his upper body too small and his legs, particularly his lower legs, just way too big. It looks like he's being filmed from like a ground shot, like a really low angle. But they just made his proportions weird. Not as bad as the M. Bison with the giant legs. But this guy's great otherwise. He has a couple of cool accessories, but really nice paint, really good aesthetic, other than he should have a much beefier upper body. But yeah, he looks really, really cool. Now, coming in at number 5, I wanted these guys to go higher, but we have the Storm Arena, Sagat, and Nash. I'm putting them together. I'm trying to group things that are similar just so we can get more figures on the list. It's more fun that way. But we have Sagat and Nash on here, which I think are, again, absolutely 100% get-em figures. They're excellent for the price, but you guys are probably going to know what my issues are with these guys. It's those lower legs and the knees. The lower legs are way too damn long on the Storm figures a lot of the time, and these guys, particularly Sagat, really good, or if you want to say bad examples of that. It's not a great situation, and Sagat's knees are a little bit better. They're more standard, but Nash's knees are just crazy. So excellent figures with all kinds of stuff going for them, but we do have a few issues to keep them from being higher on the list. But yeah, for sure, pick those up if you're even a little bit interested. Coming in at number 4, we have the Medi Toys, or whatever you want to call them, they have like 10 different names for that brand. The Ninja Turtles. They are, a bit of a challenge to get at this point, but they are about as good a Ninja Turtle figure as you can get, except for the hip articulation because of the way they did the shells. Otherwise, I think these are, even with that, I think these are the Ninja Turtle figures to get if you're interested in that look. They're really, really good, and it's a good value for your money, even if you probably have accessories in there you don't care about. Some of the best figures that have been released in a long time in terms of the studio trying to make something what it should be. Like they look like the Ninja Turtles, I mean, in a stylized version, but they come with thoughtful accessories. They have individual sculpts across all 4 of them. They're not just the same thing repainted. They put a lot of love and care into these figures, and it shows, and it makes them fun, and I definitely recommend them. Even with the hip limitations, you can still pose them, but, you know, that is an issue. All right, coming in at number 3, this figure, like I said, this list it's not going to be the same by the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to even count this guy because it was a pre-release, pre-order sample, the in-art Batman Who Laughs. Wonderful figure. It's their own unique design for the character, which I happen to think is better. I think it's a much cooler look than the actual design, but they just executed it basically flawlessly. It poses well, it looks amazing, the paint and sculpt are great, interchangeable heads, all kinds of accessories and hands and things. It's an amazingly good figure, and InArt has just been really stunning with a lot of their releases, maybe all of them, but this is probably the best one I've looked at from them, I think. Coming in at number 2, this is kind of a cheat. It's the Sexy Ice Unkfall Smasher, which is like 75% the Eliminator figure from, I guess it was last year. So that's kind of like cheating because it's just a few new parts added on. But it is still a really good figure, and it did come out this year, so I think it's only fair to include it. Even the football/baseball motif, I think, is a lot of fun, and I kind of warmed up to it, and I like it a whole bunch. It's an excellent release. They're putting out good products not left and right. They're kind of slow at it, I guess, but their products are good. Let me just put it that way. There's really nothing wrong with them. Very, very fun to pose. They look great. They're not ridiculously expensive unless you go secondhand. But yeah, really, really good figure. But again, it's mostly a reissue, other than like some add-on pieces and like some forearms, I guess. Was it the thighs different too? I don't know. There's new pieces in there, so I might include him. But for now, he's being included. And then coming in at number 1, surprising to no one, it's not He-Man. It's Jada Balrog. I don't think there's been a better action figure price or value per dollar. I don't think there's been a better action figure value per dollar than this guy at this price point, or maybe at any price point. I don't know. He poses exactly the way you want him to pose. He looks exactly the way you want him to look. He has paint everywhere. He comes with some extra accessories to make him a little bit more dynamic and fun. It's just everything you need out of him, you get. It is the perfect example of what you should do as an action figure company. Every part of him was made thoughtfully and carefully. He looks good. The silhouette on this guy, the sculpt, it's just wonderful. They didn't do anything without thought behind it. At least that's what it looks like. And maybe they just tripped and made this figure on accident. I kind of doubt it. But it is just so very thoughtfully and carefully put together that it shows. It's fun to handle. It's easy to pose. Like I said, it has enough fun accessories to make it fun. You could argue, hey, it's $35 instead of $30. It's like, so? Marvel Legends are 30 just about, or will be soon, and this blows every single Marvel Legends figure out of the water. Even the super duper Wolverine figure that I love so much. This is the way to do action figures. They nailed it with Balrog, and I think honestly they need to go back and revisit some of their earlier releases now that they're putting out such good ones to make even their other good ones look not as good. So I'd like to see that, but we'll see. Who knows? But that's the end of my list. That's my top 10 plus a bunch of extras. Good figures of the year so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Which ones did you like? Which ones didn't you like? And would you switch anything out? And we'll talk. But that's it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.